Yeah, they are pretty good, actually.
Test, test, test.
Oh, yeah. I said Vital Mason, I come out and looked at it. Last year was fun. You can't even use it in the garage. Try your light. Did you try your light? Did you put a light in here? Did you try that this year? Oh, it didn't work last year. Oh, because you got a new face. It's a different thing this year? That's right.
Good evening, everybody. Just a heads up, Irondale was late tonight. Their bus didn't show up, so we're going to be starting in a few minutes, I guess. I didn't hear an official start time, but we're not starting at 6 o'clock, so we'll keep it on here for you.
should be fine. I'll raise it up. He's socializing, so I figured I should be fun as much. So just need you guys to pop in. We got all our chores done, and it was just to watch TV. So we came here. Why not, right? Figured we still do it with people on the team, right? Get Matt and Joy with it. No, Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico. Yeah, you like it? Yeah, they like it. By design, all the 4 or 5 teams are all at once. And you keep them all swimming over there. It's great. They were doing 2-a-day practice. They only had 2 days that they had to have them off. They're in the pool at 6 a.m. every day. So they weren't targeting it up too much. No, they really weren't. Well, what a fun thing to go do. Do they do that every year? So, Matt and 3 other guys, 4 of them, they got their heads together and they went out to the rainforest and went hiking. They went to a national park up there. And there's some natural water slides. Stone. Yeah, and they did that. They went and did that. We just found out this weekend because he came on this weekend. We found out that when they tried came on, they did that. It's an Uber to get up there. The park entrance, and then all the activities in the park were like 2 miles in to the park, and they just started walking. And this couple pulled up. You boys need a ride? Why not? Yeah. We just found out that this weekend. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. They had a hell of an adventure. We saw pictures. We didn't know about the hitchhiking. No, it was a pretty cool opportunity. That's awesome. So Lauren and Carla went down just for a few days while he was there and hung out. And then ironically, I'm on reserve and I got a trip and I got a San Juan layover the very next night after Matt left. Can you believe that? 24 hours later. He and I passed each other airport. Did you really? Yes. His Sun Country flight came out of San Juan in the late afternoon, and I went from Chicago to San Juan in the late afternoon. American Airlines? Yeah. So I went Chicago, San Juan, and he went San Juan, Minneapolis, and all over the Atlantic. So I know we went. That's crazy. Wow. And then I stayed at the same hotel. We checked in, and that's where room 6 was. There's a free breakfast. It's a big breakfast. They do omelets and all kinds of stuff. Nice job. And the swim teams would hit it, right? They get out, they get done with practice, they make that fade like house. Yeah, they just destroy it. And we're gonna stand in line waiting to get something. So the front desk clerk is like, okay, you guys want to get down here early. We've got a bunch of sports teams here. So I'm just laughing at the inside. Because you know. Oh, it's my kid. What are the odds of that? What are the odds? That's neat. I wish I mean just one day. I know. One day too. Carla got down there for a bit. Yeah, she's working.
Hello, how are you? Hey, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good.
Good, very good. Probably gave us a little thing so I can share that with if you guys don't have it.
No,
I've
got the official one.
No, you have the
official.
Look at you. Yes, that's so awesome. Ooh, okay, we'll have to be on our best behavior.
Yeah, no cussing.
Right.
At their house, I think everyone was so nervous about it.
Tonight, Park Wolfpack hosts the Irondale Knights. Coaches for the Knights are Ryan Johnson, Scott Koch, and Greg Pell. Captains for the Knights are Emmett Bott and Drew White. The coaches for your Wolfpack swimmers are Amanda Johnson, Paula Deach, Paige Hill, and Abby Olson. Diving coach for the Wolfpack is Chris Silva. The captains for the Wolfpack are Zach Crook, David Lays, Mitch LeMay, and Jackson Hardy. Tonight, the Knights will be swimming in lanes 2, 4, and 6. The Wolfpack will be swimming in lanes 1, 3, and 5. Tonight's official is Marty Hovind and Kirsten Iverson. Please respect the decisions of the officials, and please turn off flash on all cameras for the starts of racing. Please direct your attention to the deep end of the pool deck and join us in singing the national anthem.
Stripes and bright stars through the
All right. Good evening, everybody. Sorry for the late start, but we're getting going here. We're going to start off with the 200-yard medley relay junior varsity. Looks like we'll just have one team for Park in lane probably 3, and that'll be the team of Racine, Ripka, Norgard, and Brines.
Event 1, boys 200-yard medley, junior varsity. In lane 3 for Park, we have Connor Racine, Nick Ripka, Zach Norgard, and Morgan Brines.
relay. This is JP.
All right, Park took that one. Up next, we'll have the 200-yard medley relay varsity. Tonight, Park will be swimming in lanes 1, 3, and 5, and Irondale in 2, 4, and 6. Lane 1 is at the top of your screen. Lane 6 is the bottom of your screen, closest to you. We'll have 4 teams, 2 for Park and 2 for Irondale. In lane 2 for Irondale is a team of Nigel, Iverson, Botten, and Wilmert. In lane 3 for Park is Jesuits, Darling, LeMay, and Schwagert. Lane 4 for Irondale, Botten, White, and Megan. And lane 5 for Park, the teams of Crook, Carpentier, Lays, and Dockendorf. Park is out in front in lane 3 with their 4th and final diver just jumping in. Irondale just touching their 3rd swimmer in lane 4. And bringing it in for Park in lane 4, Jack Schwagert. Park will take first. And in lane 4, touching Lucas Megan for second for Irondale. Oh, what a good race. Irondale touched for 3rd and Park for 4th. Up next, the boys 200-yard freestyle junior varsity.
varsity.
Again, this is a 200-yard freestyle junior varsity in lane 2 for Irondale, Finley White. In lane 3 for Park, Gage Davis. Lane 4 for Irondale, Keegan Hale. Lane 5 for Park, John Selix. And lane 6 for Irondale, Tobias Mink. Ooh, a very close race with Finley White touching in lane 2 for Irondale and Gage Davis touching for 3rd in lane 3 for Park and bringing out the top 3 in lane 6, Tobias Mink for Irondale. Up next, we'll have the boys 200-yard freestyle varsity. In lane 1 for Park, Hayden Bonner. Lane 2 for Irondale, Alvin Nigen. Lane 3 for Park, Logan Schwagert. Lane 4 for Irondale, Sam Reichert. Lane 5 for Park, Jackson Hari. At the halfway point, Logan Schwagert for Park is in the lead with Jackson Hari just a bit behind him, also Park. And what a close race with Jackson Hari touching for Park in lane 5 for first place, and Logan Schwagert touching in lane 3 second. Irondale rounding out the top 3 in lane 2. It was Alvin Nigel. Up next, boys 200-yard IM junior varsity. We'll have 3 Park swimmers, it looks like. Lane 1, Oliver Sellis. Lane 2, Zach Norgard. And lane 5, Ethan Cole. Again, all for Park. Junior varsity, 200 IM.
Lane 1, Oliver Sellis. Lane 2, Zach Norgard. Lane 5, Ethan Cole.
And touching for first in lane 5 for Park, Ethan Cole. Second in lane 3, Zach Norgard. And wrapping it up in lane 1, Oliver Sellis. Up next, we'll have the boys 200-yard IM varsity.
Go, Mason!
Boys 200-yard IM varsity.
In lane 1 for Park, Nick Ripka. In lane 2 for Irondale, Henry Botten. Lane 3 for Park, Mason Darling. Lane 4 for Irondale, David Iverson. Lane 5 for Park, Damian Charpentier. And lane 6 for Irondale, Phineas Roziak.
Get him, Mace! Come on, Mason!
Wow, what a close race in lanes 2 and 3 between Henry Botten of Irondale and Mason Darling of Park. They are stroke for stroke. And Irondale just out touching Park for first. First, Henry Botten, and second, Park Mason Darling. Nice swim, boys. And touching in lane 5 for third place for Park, Damian Charpentier. Up next, we'll have the boys 50 freestyle junior varsity.
The next segment, boys 50-yard freestyle junior varsity.
Go, Mason!
Lane 1 for Park, Micaiah Shingledecker. Lane 3 for Park, Paul Wallace. Lane 4 for Irondale, Kai Nelson. Lane 5 for Park, Morgan Brines. And lane 6 for Irondale, Dylan Zabrowski. And touching first for Irondale in lane 4, Kai Nelson. Up next, we'll have the 50-yard freestyle varsity.
Boys 50-yard freestyle varsity.
Lane 1 for Park, Zach Cook. 2, Irondale, Isaac Botten. Lane 3 for Park, Mitchell LeMay. Lane 4 for Irondale, Lucas Megan. And Mitchell LeMay for Park just out touches Lucas Megan for Irondale. And Irondale took third as well in lane 2. So we'll have a short little break here as we get the pool set for diving.
That was close. 4/100ths, yeah.
Current score is 37 for Park and 9 for Irondale.
Camera's way over, so you're going to be in it. Oh, we got our first one. Oh, yeah.
You got a few.
18.
18. Why so many?
12, and I bought 6.
Well, they don't know.
Throw 'em.
Why? It's fun. Oh, you like dribble the water part and freaked out. Thank you. Yeah. Then I got a few pictures of the start. Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
Looks like it's deleted.
We will now begin the diving. Round 1. With Tucker up first with dive 101C. Forward dive top 1.2.
All right, on to diving. We've got 4 divers for Park. No divers for Irondale tonight. First up is Tucker, who's diving junior varsity.
Dive 101C. Forward dive top 1.2.
Scores 5, 5.5, 5. Up next for Park, well, they're all for Park. So Carter Darling.
Whoa!
4.5, 5, 4.5. Up next, Ethan Schilling. Scores 5, 5.5, 5.5. Up next, Trey Jaso. Unfortunately, that was a fail dive. Round 2, Tucker will start us off. Scores 4, 3.5, 4. Up next is Carter. Scores 5, 5, 5. Bingo. Ethan's up next. This is Ethan's double with a difficulty of 2.2. Scores 5, 4.5, 5.5. So the degree of difficulty is multiplied by the scores of the judges. So the harder the dive, the more points available. Trey also doing a 2.2 degree of difficulty. Just made it around. Scores are 4, 3, 4. Starting off round 3 with Tucker. A straight back dive with a degree of difficulty of 1.7. And scores 3.5, 3.5, 4. Carter's up next. A reverse dive with a tuck, a degree of difficulty 1.6. Scores 5, 4.5, 5.5. Ethan is up next. Forward 1 somersault, 1/2 twist, free, 1.7 degree. Scores are 4, 3.5, 4. Up next is Trey. Back dive straight, 1.7 degree of difficulty. Oh, very nice. 6-4, 6.5. Starting round 4, Tucker. Back 1 somersault straight, 1.7. Scores are 3.5, 3.5, 4. Up next is Carter. Reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. Scores 4.5, 4, 4.5. Ethan up next. Reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. Three and a half, 3, 2.5. Up next is Trey. Reverse 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. Scores 4.5, 3.5, 4. Tucker, inward dive, tuck, 1.4. Scores are 4.5, 4, 4.5. Carter's up next. Inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. Five, 4.5, 5. Ethan's up next. Inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. Scores 5.5, 4, 5. Up next is Trey. Inward 1 somersault tuck, 1.6. Scores are 3.5, 3.5, 3.5. Tucker, forward 1 somersault, 1 half twist, free, 1.7. Scores 2, 2.5, 3. Carter's up next. Forward 1 somersault, 1 twist, free, 1.9. Four and a half, 3.5, 5.5. Nice dive, Carter. Nice dive. Ethan, 2.2 degree of difficulty. Four and a half, 3.5, 4.5. Trey's up next. Back 1 somersault, 1 half twist. Free, 1.7. All right. 5, 3.5, 5. All right, that concludes diving. Well done, divers. All right, up next, we do a fundraiser here during our home meets called Chuck a Duck. We sell little rubber ducks, and our seniors, our captains, come out and float with the raft, and we try to make it in. And if you make it in, you get half the pot. Other way.
There's one. Did you get that one? Oh, thank you.
My goal is to hit into the
That concludes the truck and dive. Thank you very much.
Yeah, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
will now have a 10-minute warm-up.
Carter did really well.
Huh?
Carter did well.
He did really well.
Holly says hi, Grandma.
results from diving. Junior varsity men Tucker with 105.35. Varsity Trey with 112. Carter 138.55. And Ethan 143.25. Congratulations, Ethan.
All right, the results from diving in junior varsity, Tucker scored a 105.35. And then our three varsity divers. In third, Trey with a score of 112. Carter in second with a score of 138.55. And Ethan in first with a score of 143.25. Excellent dives tonight, boys.
Event 11, boys with 100-yard butterfly, junior varsity.
All right, so we got the 100-yard butterfly junior varsity, two park swimmers. In lane 3, Oliver Sealis. In lane 5, Zach Norgard. And touching first in lane 5 for Park, Zach Norgard. And here comes Oliver Sellis. Up next, we'll have the 100-yard butterfly varsity. I think we'll have 3 Park swimmers and 2 Irondale swimmers. Lane 1 for Park, David Lays. Lane 3 for Park, Mitchell LeMay. Lane 4 for Irondale, Emmett Botten. Lane 5 for Park, Damian Charpentier. And lane 6 for Irondale, Isaac Botten. Wow, this is a close race between Mitchell from Park and Emmett from Irondale.
Go Mitchell!
And it looks like Mitchell from Park is going to just out-touch his opponent. Nice race, boys. Mitchell for Park in first, Emmett and Irondale for second, and Damian Carpentier just out-touched his opponent in lane 6 for third in lane 5. Up next, we'll have the 100-yard freestyle junior varsity.
Event 13, boys 100-yard freestyle junior varsity.
And we got 3 swimmers for Park. Paul Wallace in 1, lane 3, Gage Davis, and lane 5, Connor Racine. And touching first for Park in lane 3 was Gage Davis. Up next, the 100-yard freestyle varsity. In lane 1 for Park, Ethan Cole. Lane 2, Irondale, Drew White. Lane 3 for Park, Jack Schwagert. Lane 4 for Irondale, Alvin Nigan. Lane 5 for Park, Luke Dockendorf. And lane 6 for Irondale, Evan Harton. Jack Schwagert for Park out in a nice lead. And at the turn, maintaining that lead and bringing it home. Jack Schwagert in lane 3 touches. And Park in lane 5. Luke Dockendorf touches for second place. And in lane 4 for Irondale in third, Alvin Nigan.
Event 16, boys, 500-yard freestyle.
Now we've got the long 500-yard freestyle varsity race. Officials are having an important discussion, so we got a little delay here before we start the 500.
Event 16, boys, 500-yard freestyle varsity.
Well, a little unconventional start there for those boys, unfortunately. In lane 1 for Park, Hayden Bonner. In lane 2 for Irondale, Phineas Rosiak. Lane 3 for Parker Jesuits. Lane 4 for Irondale, Lucas Megan. Lane 5 for Park, Jackson Hari. And lane 6 for Irondale, Evan Harton. And getting the bell in lane 4 for Irondale, sorry, Lucas Megan. Meaning he's got 1 lap left. Wow, an excellent time on the 500. 5:02.04 for Irondale's Lucas. And touching in lane 3 for Park in second place, Parker Jesuits. And here comes Jackson Hari for Park in lane 5, touching for third place. Up next, we have the 200-yard freestyle relay junior varsity. Park will have 1 team in here, the team of Nick Ripka, Oliver Sellis, Gage Davis, and Paul Wallace.
Lane 3, Nick Ripka, Oliver Sellis, Gage Davis, Paul Wallace.
And they finish with a time of 2:26.23. So now we'll have the 200-yard freestyle relay varsity. We'll have 4 teams in total. In lane 2 for Irondale, Sam Reichert, Dylan Zabrowski, Evan Harton, and Phineas Rosevak. Lane 3 for Park, Logan Schwagert, Jack Schwagert, Luke Dockendorf, and Jackson Hari. Lane 4 for Irondale, Drew White, Gannon Wilmert, Alvin Nigel, and McCullen Wilmert. And lane 5 for Park, Zach Cook, Ethan Cole, David Lays, and Hayden Bonner. And Park came in touching first in lane 3 with Irondale just behind in lane 4. And the race for third place is going to be close. It's close. Oh, wow. Look at that time. Irondale just took it, 156.91, with Park 156.92. We got a full lineup for the 100 backstroke junior varsity. In lane 1 for Park, Mackay Shingledecker. Lane 2 for Irondale, Finley White. Lane 3 for Park, John Selix. Lane 4 for Irondale, Tobias Mink. Lane 5 for Park, Morgan Brines. And lane 6 for Irondale, Dylan Zabrowski. And coming in lane 6 for Irondale, Dylan Zambrowski. And second, also Irondale, Finley White, and rounding out the top three, also Irondale in lane 4, Tobias Mink. 1, 2, 3 for Irondale in this junior varsity race. Up next, we'll have the 100-yard backstroke varsity. In lane 1 for Park, Zach Crook. Lane 2 for Irondale, Kai Nelson. Lane 3 for Park, Parker Jesuits. Lane 4 for Irondale, Emmett Botten. Lane 5 for Park, Logan Schwagert. And lane 6 for Irondale, Samuel Reichert. Neck and neck as they come in for their first turn. Parker with Park and Emmett for Irondale. Wow, what a good race. But it looks like it's Irondale just out-touched him. Nice swim, Emmett. Emmett taking first. Parker Jesuits taking second. And in lane 5, Logan Schwagert for Park taking third. Excellent swim, boys. Up next, we'll have the 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity. Looks like we'll just have one swimmer for Park, Connor Racine in lane 3. Again, junior varsity. And I think Park will take this one as Connor Racine brings it in. With the time of 1:52.22. Up next, we have the 100-yard breaststroke varsity. We'll have swimmers in all 6 lanes. Lane 1 for Park, Nick Ripka. Lane 2 for Irondale, David Iverson. Lane 3 for Park, Mason Darling. Lane 4 for Irondale, Henry Botten. Lane 5 for Park, Jack Schwagert. And lane 6 for Irondale, Gannon Wilmert. Very close at the turn for Park Mason, just out touching Henry from Irondale. And here comes Mason Darling for Park in lane 3. Just behind him in lane 2, Emmett from Irondale. And touching for third in lane 5, Logan Schwagert. All right, here comes our last swimmer. Good race, boys. 2 events left, the 400 freestyle relay junior varsity, and then, of course, the varsity after that. The score before the breaststroke race, Park 95, Irondale 58. We've got 2 teams in the water for this junior varsity race. For Park, Morgan Brines, Zach Norgard, Gage Davis, and John Seelix. For Irondale, Dylan Zembrowski, Finley White, Tobias Mink, and Kai Nelson. And bringing it home for Irondale is Kai Nelson. And here comes John Seelix for Park with the touch for second. Up next, we have our last event of the evening, the 400-yard freestyle relay varsity. Park will have 2 teams, and Irondale will have 3 in this final race of the evening. And away they go in lane 2 for Irondale, the team of Samuel Reitshirt, Drew White, Evan Harton, and David Iverson. In lane 3 for Park, Mitchell LeMay, Parker Jesuits, Mason Darling, and Logan Schweigert. Lane 3 for Irondale, Lucas Megan, Henry Botten, Isaac Botten, Emmett Botten. Lane 5 for Park, Jackson Hari, Damian Carpentier, Ethan Cole, and David Lays. And last but not least, in lane 6 for Irondale, Gannon Wilmert, McMullen Wilmert, Kai Nelson, and Phineas Roseviak. And as they come in for the first change, Park has them by a bit. In the water for Park now is Parker Jesuits and Henry Botten for Irondale. And they are stroke for stroke as they come in for their first turn. Here they come for the next exchange with Irondale slightly in the lead. There goes Isaac Botten for Irondale and Mason Darling for Park. Wow, stroke for stroke again as they come in for their first turn here. Mason Darling pulling ahead in a bit for Park in lane 3 as they come for their last exchange. There goes Logan Schweigert for Park and Emmett Botten for Irondale. Wow, they are neck and neck yet again on the turn. Irondale pulling ahead a bit now as they go for their last turn. And Irondale is pulling out just a bit in lane 4. And they are going to touch first in lane 4 for Irondale, second for Park. Great times, a time of 3:31.79 for Irondale and 3:32.73 for Park. We'll watch as the other teams. Looks like we'll have the Park team in lane 5 coming in to touch third. And then Irondale in lane 2 will touch for 4th. And then here comes Irondale in lane 6. Excellent meet, boys. We'll have the final score for you in a bit, if I remember. And then I always like to keep it on for the boys' cheers at the end. So we'll keep it on for a few minutes here, but thank you very much for watching, everybody. And there's our final score of the evening, 95 Wolfpack and 83 Irondale.